morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to all. Good morning and welcome back for a special morning. I haven't put out anything in a moment for the last few weeks. I was just really extremely busy. My mom was in town also, so doing some visiting. I'm so sorry about all the lights, and I'm on the road. Of course, I'm recording while I'm on the road. So, yeah, that's what's going on with the shading of the light going in and out, or light and dark. So, this morning I want to talk to you guys about something that was on my heart and something that came to me when I was just sitting down listening to a service, and I asked myself a question. Well, I was asking myself a few questions, but just sitting down listening to the service, I wasn't even writing what the service was talking about. That's the thing. I was not even writing it about or taking notes on the service. My mind, I was hearing what they were saying in the service, but my mind also was going on something else. It was. So I just want to talk to y'all about replacement. Sometimes it's hard to replace something in your life when something is removed, because it's trying to figure out the best replacement that fit in that space that something has moved from. And sometimes it takes a moment to find that replacement. Let's just take getting a part for a car example, right? Like your car needs a part, and it's a replacement. You have to replace that part, and sometimes it's hard to find the right fit, or sometimes it's hard to find, especially if it's an old car, sometimes it can be hard to find that replacement. And sometimes we go with the refurbished ones, or we go with the ones that really is not the name brand of the car, but we replace it with the mockery. It marks that part, and it isn't the original part. And so you find yourself sometime when you replace a particular thing, or you replace something in a space that is moved away from you, you find it hard for it to work the original way, right? The way it has been working. But you get it to work anyhow. You get it to move like a car. You put in the part that's originally not made by that dealer for that car, but the other part that you put in there, which is a marker or sort of like, a refurbished one, it gets you through. But it only gonna run for so long. It's only going to replace that longevity of it running for so long, because at some point in time, that part is going to it's going to wear out quicker than the original part. is going to. And so sometimes it's just best that when you have a good car, like one of those nice name brand car, just go ahead and replace it with the original part, right? And so that's how it is sometimes in our lives. Things go wrong in our lives, and things are removed from our lives, and we want to replace it with something that's not really the original part. God is the original part for every aspect in our lives. God can replace everything in our lives that has shaken, that has moved, that has crushed us, that has brought us down, that has demeaned us, that has made us feel empty. God, He is the one. He's the replacement. He's the original replacement. And sometimes we find ourselves trying to replace Him with materialistic things, with people who only gonna run for so long, but at some point in time, they're gonna give up. They're gonna give up. They're gonna get worn out because they can't take who we are. They can't go with the flow of what we are and what we were built for. So sometimes we just gotta look at it that way, and we gotta think to ourselves, like, is this what is this what we really want? Is this what our life is really about? So yeah, I'm sorry, that was a break. Like I was saying, so sometimes we replace people in our lives that just don't get us, that just can't take us, that can't take us as far as the original part can take us. I am learning that moving forward in my life, and as bad as I want to replace so many things in different areas of my life, I know I can't, because those things, they didn't work. They did not work. They did not help me in a way that I can I can perform and I can show the better me. Sometimes we even want the best of us come through other people, and because they're not the original part for us or of us, it's not going to show. It really is not going to show. So for me, I didn't want to replace my ex-husband. And I would say that to say this: I don't want to replace the action of him back into my life. And now it's so much more easier to spot those actions because I'm aware of those things. I'm aware of those spirits. I'm aware of those people. I'm aware of those behaviors. And for me, because I'm aware, those things I pick up and I let go, because I know they are the things that's going to wear me out, that's going to tear me down, and that is not going to help me move and strive forward and help build me up and help keep me going for as long as I should be going. And so God is always good. He is faithful. He is not like man. He will receive you empty. He will receive you half full. He will receive you even at the worstest times. You know, he's never going to turn you away. You can be healed. You could be not healed. God is not going to reject you. He won't leave you. He won't ask you what you bring into the table. Because of course, what you got to bring to God's table? Come on now. What is it that we got to bring to our table? Just ourselves. And God being the man that he is, because he said, let us make man in our own image. He was talking to him, himself, and his. Like how we say, me, myself, and I. He was talking to him, himself, and his. So he was talking to him and his spirits, whoever they were talking, he was talking to. Let us make man in our own image. So in his image, the image in the likeness of God, I guess for me, and this is just for me, I believe that, you know, the way God made a man to look, that's how he looked, because he said, let us make man in our image. So, but it's so much different, because when man failed God, so if man would fail God, man would also fail a woman at some point in time. Even a woman would also fail a man at some point in time, because the Bible says we were born into sin. If you are born into something, right? You were born into sin. That means sin came into you. You born into sin, and sin now is in you. You have to work, and you got to rededicate yourself unto God in order for you to be clean, for you to be cleansed, and for you to be whole. And so when we get into these relationships and we find ourselves to the point where we have to be clean, we have to be cleansed, and we have to be whole, we have to renew ourselves each and every day. Each and every day, we have to renew ourselves. We have to remember who we are, what we are, whom we are, and why we are the way that we are. God never, ever will reject us in any shape, form, or fashion. He always has our best at hand, always. And God knows. And God knows what we bring to the table. He knows how we would come to the table, even before we even get there. He knows what we're going to say. But he would never reject us. He's not looking for us to have a six-figure. He's not looking for us to have this big job and have our homes together and have our kids together. And he's not looking for us to, you know, having all this makeup and long, beautiful hair and or all natural, nice, bouncy hair and leg shave and all this other stuff. And he's not looking for all of that. God is not looking for you to look like you come out of En Vogue magazine to come and say, all right, God, I'm here. I work in a high-class job. I make six figures. I got my insurance and I got it all together, and I'm all woman. I'm taking care of my kids by myself. I got my home, my car. As a matter of fact, I got 2 cars and they're all paid off. God ain't looking for that. God is not going to judge you. Trust and believe. God is not going to judge you. Remember, when he got his disciples, all his disciples had, he told them, leave everything you have and follow me. So when you come to the table, a man is going to ask you what you bring in to the table. But God God is going to tell you, leave everything you have and come to the table. You understand me? I mean, that just speaks to me. That's no pressure for me. And in doing that, God said, and I will never leave you or forsake you. He also says in Matthew that everything that you need, I will provide. He said, look at the birds and the bees and the fowls of the air and the grass of the field. If I can feed them every day and make sure they have food, don't you think I would make sure you have everything you need? It's in the Bible. So God is so much different from man. And I think when we're trying to replace God, we have to know within ourselves, what am I gaining? What am I gaining trying to replace this part of my life for something I'm not even sure that's going to burn out on me, that's going to run out on me, that's going to break down on me, that's going to die out on me, that's not going to run me as far and as long that I need to. If I fail, what is this part going to do for me if I fail, right? So, I don't want to say just ladies, but I would say men too, because a lot of men out there, they are hurting also. A lot of men are hurting. And a lot of women are hurting. But we are replacing in our lives things and not godly spirits. We are not placing godly spirits in our lives. We are replacing things. Oh God. When you get in a relationship, it's what are you bringing to my table? So here is what a man or a woman wants you to bring to the table. This man or woman wants you to bring an income, your house, your car, your savings, your credit score, your calendar with your trips, your passports. These are the things a relationship with us humans are asking you to bring to the table. But when God tells you to come and sit at my table, He said, leave your passport, leave your car, leave your home, leave your money, leave your bank account, leave your job. No, you don't need 6 figures. You don't need all that stuff. I want you to come to me empty, because I will fill you. Now I know some men might see this and they might be, oh, that's Jesus, or that's God, or that's heaven. You're right. That's who God is. But still, on this earthly realm, this earth, we as human beings, we have a place in God's sanctuary. And it's for us to be able to take up that place. We have to leave the things behind to get into that place, to get into that presence of where God is. So we'll be able to see who we are, and we'll be able to give to others. If you actually get in the presence of God, it'll be amazing to you to see what God truly has for you. a relationship could come faster for you, even if you're in the presence of God. And then maybe it will not. Now, why not? Because if I'm in the presence of God, why can't I have a relationship just like that? Because with God, everything has a timing. God already know who you are. God already know you want to do anything and everything to make this person happy or to give this person everything. But yet you want to be in his presence, but you don't want to give him everything. You don't want to do everything to make God, to allow God to make you happy and to show God how much you love him. I am not bashing woman or man. I am simply saying, look at the things that you're replacing in your life. In the areas of your life. And if those things are not giving you comfort, it's not giving you peace, and it's not making you lose sleep at night, we got to think about, what is it? Who is it? Why is that we replacing these things above God in our lives? Now, with me, I always tell God I consider myself to be a wife. I think in the relationships that I have had 3 main relationships in my life. And I treated the two relationships prior to my marriage as if I was already married to them. I was engaged, but I never ended up getting married to those 2 persons. And like I said before, each one of those relationships lasted 8 years apiece. And I always acted like a wife because that's how I grew up. You know, my mom grew us up being responsible, being independent, but still not forgetting, if you have to get married one day, bring that down and know that you are a wife. You are joined to someone, and you now have to collaborate with each other, becoming one, to make sure that the things that needs to be run in the home in a certain way, that's how it is. So I think I use that as, because me and one of my ex was living in a home together, I took up that role as a wife. Even though I wasn't a wife, I took up that role as a wife because that's how I was brought up. I wasn't brought up to live in a home with a man, but if I was with a man, you treat that man respectfully if you were living in a home. So, you know, I mean, I really don't even know how to explain it, but, you know, I did wifely duties for a boyfriend and I didn't even get married to him. And, yeah, I was engaged, but I didn't get married. And that happened twice. The third time I got engaged, but I got married. That marriage lasted about 12, 13 years. And still was a wife. Even though my ex-husband has left the home and it's just me and the kids, I still consider myself to be a wife. I say that because God is my provider. He's my protector. He's my coverer. He is the foundation of my home now. And he is the person that makes sure I get up every day and I go to work. He is the person that makes sure that the financial doors stay open for me to be able to pay my bills. He is the person that wouldn't leave me or forsake me. He is my husband, my God, my Lord, my healer, my provider, my caretaker, my caregiver. That is who he is. And if I want to replace him now, if I want to put somebody else in his space, they have to come and they have to be those things that he is. Don't ask me what I bring into the table, because I'm a wife. I know who I am. I know whom I am. And I know who God is in my life. And as long as I have God in my life, that is who I'm bringing to the table. Not what, but that is who I'm bringing to the table. And in this generation, in this new generation that is moving forward now with relationships, it's so much of these little sayings of what are you bringing to the table, what are your expectations, and what is this and what is that, and all of these things. And I'm not saying those things are not, you don't ask those questions, but the part of bringing something to the table, I just don't get it. Maybe I will not ever get it, and maybe I'm just not trying to get it because I'm old school. I'm very old school, so I probably might just be alone, and I don't mind. I'm an Aquarius. I am going to be, I don't mind being alone and being by myself. I love it. When my ex-husband met me, I was 2 years into being by myself, and I was enjoying every minute of it. And now that he's gone, I'm back to being me and enjoying every minute of it. I barely have friends in this state that I live in, but back home I have a lot of friends, and it's okay for me. I do not have a problem with that, because I don't want to replace people in my life that's not going to live up to the standard of God, or that's not going to try to live up to the standard of God. Not to the standard of the things that I have, or to the standard of things that they have, or to the standard of, I would say, the materialistic world. Because I don't want to spend my time trying to debate, trying to run a race, try to add up to what they are. I just want to be myself. I really do. I really do just want to be myself. I want to love myself. I want to take care of myself. And I want to be the best woman that I can be. And I want to be the best mother that I can be. So just take some time for yourself and figure out, what are you replacing in your life? And I know loneliness could be a crappy thing. It could be. Loneliness is like, sometimes I get lonely. I really do. Sometimes I really do get lonely. Like, I want to go out with someone. I want to hang out with someone. I want to have a conversation with someone other than a young my kids, or but hey, it is what it is. I am not going to hurt my head about it. It is what it is, and such is life, right? I cannot stress enough about replacing. Your ex has moved on. Your life is moving on. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. So So with all of that being said, just know that nothing in our life stays the same. Every day there's something new evolving in our lives. There's something new moving in and out of our lives. Sometimes it goes, sometimes it stays, sometimes it goes and it come back. But every day of our lives, something is evolving in our lives. I am learning me all over again. I'm excited to be turning 50 next year. So I'm looking forward to that. I smile because when I say 50, I feel like that's such an old age. But I've heard that it's a beautiful adventure to when you get in your 50s. That's what I've heard. So I don't know. I want to see that day comes. If God allow me to live that long, what it feels like to be 50. But I'm like, Lord, I'm going to be 50 with 4 kids. Well, 4 kids still in school, but really it's only going to be 3 because I already had one graduated this year. And so, yeah, I'm excited. And if I go in the 50s alone, I'm excited also. I am. So let's be careful what we replaced in those areas of our lives, whether it be financial. You lost a good job. It's okay. Remember who God is. Take a breath, get some space, and just pray about it. Just pray about it. And then don't just settle for anything. If you know what you are all about with, the job you prefer and the things that you want to achieve, then, go for that. Take risk, take chances, but don't settle just for anything. And if it's just for the moment, you do something just for the moment, but don't sit there and sink in it. Don't do that. So be careful what you replace in your life financially. Be careful what you replace in your body when you stop eating a particular thing. Let's say you stop eating bacon, but you still want to eat pork chops. Not cool. You want to be careful of that. You want to be careful of the amount of fruits or the amount of grains or the kind of fruits or the kind of grains that you put in your body, because our genes, everybody's genes is different, and everybody has these things, or I don't even know how to say it, but there's a certain level of natural juices or fruits that you can take in your body, and not everything. Like I know I'm allergic to kiwi. I love kiwi, but I get all these itches on my lip and my tongue, and my mouth get all these little bumps inside of it on the inside. So I don't force kiwi on myself. I don't. And sometimes if I, my son pick up them up in the store, yeah, I'll eat them. But kiwi is not my thing, because now I know my mouth don't agree with the kiwi, right? Other than that, be careful who you replace in your life as a spouse or a soulmate or as a comforter, or just like, they would say, well, we too old to be saying boyfriends and girlfriends, or guy friends and lady friend. A special lady friend or a special guy friend. Be careful. It's okay to make friends, but you gotta watch it. You really gotta watch people. You really gotta look at, their behaviors and see just Because I don't ever want to put myself in a condition anymore where I'm going to be hurt. Like, I let you know right off the top. I came out of a really bad situation. I wouldn't even call it a situation. Came out of a really bad marriage where I was really, I would call it mentally abused and lied to so much and just downplay a whole marriage. And so now I don't want no one come into my life that just want to take advantage of me in that way. So I ask God to give me insights, you know, enhance my intuition, enhance my woman intuition, because I don't want to go through that. I really don't. I would walk with you, and I'm watching the way you speak. I'm watching your actions, if they line up with your words. If your action doesn't line up with your words, you know, this just isn't going to work. It's not going to work. I believe in telling the truth. I believe in speaking my mind, and I'm working on that, because sometimes what's in your mind, people don't need to know all the time. And that, I'm going to have to go and pray in tongues on that one, child, because, yeah, I don't think, I don't know, that's a work I got to be doing. But yeah, so we just got to be careful of what we replacing in our lives. And like I said, if we replace God back in our lives in those areas, you can't go wrong. Now, that don't mean that you're not going to have, you know, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have trials and tribulations. Because the Bible says, he who follows me have to pick up the cross. And the cross came with a lot of hurt and a lot of pain. The cross even came with death. See, a lot of people be like, oh, why did he have to die? But sometimes that's just the way it is. The cross came with death. The cross came with humility. The cross came with rejection. The cross came with blood, sweat, tears, hurt, pain, anger. That's what the cross came with. So we have to bear the cross. And you got to be willing to be ready to bear the cross. And if you really want to know, read about the crucifixion of Christ. So I gotta go, you guys. I'm just starting to rumble on. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching on here, but so yeah. So that's all I have to say for this morning. It was like a long time. I wasn't expecting it to be so long, but it's long. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this morning. If you like this session, please press the like button. They say if you press the like button, then it gets to be shared, I think. Or you share it and it gets to be shared more. You can subscribe and you can see when I post new videos. I am so sorry and I apologize that I don't post videos on time. Like I always say, I'm a single mom and my life is busy as I want it to be. And I make myself busy because I'm always doing on something that sometimes I don't even need to be doing things. Like always trying to find something in the house to clean or to fix or to move around or to get rid of. So, and I just hate sitting at computers, but you know, God keep tugging at my heart. And most of my videos I think now will be on the phone or in the car. So thank you all for watching this segment of Divorce Me Too. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Y'all have a blessed day. And don't forget, replace anything and everything that you move of your life with God. God loves you. Bye.